Okay, people, get ready, cause Troy, Gabriella, and Chad, Taylor, Kelsey, Ryan, and yes, Sharpay are back for round 2. So prepare yourselves for a, please don't sue Disney, fabulous review of High School Musical 2 right now. Bad Days, Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D. This time around, I bring to you a review of the 2007 Disney Channel sequel, High School Musical 2. Of course, film once again directed by Kenny Ortega, who directed the previous movie. Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale, Lucas Grabeel, Corbin Bleu, and Monique Coleman are back in their roles they play in the other movie. Now, this time around, the Wildcats gang are about to go on summer vacation. Troy is looking for a job and to fund his upcoming expedition to college, and manages to gain employment for him and friends at the country club, who they don't know just yet, but it's owned by the family and of, you guessed it, Sharpay. And believe me, she's out to sabotage the friendship between Troy and everyone, including Gabriella. This song was... I'm getting a little tongue-tied. This was a pretty monster hit for Disney Channel. This did pretty well. I actually do remember watching it when it first premiered, after I finally got to see the first one, since I didn't get to see it when it premiered the previous year. But still, I gotta admit, it was awesome. But anyway, the soundtrack really did better than even itself, debuting at number 1, becoming only one of the few Disney Channel things to debut at number 1. Of course, the other being the soundtrack to their hit series Hannah Montana, which of course premiered months after the first movie had premiered. Anyway, if you're ready, let's get into this story. Now, the school year ends when everyone at East High School is looking forward to summer vacation. Well, apparently, they're still waiting for that final bell to ring, and they're off to having some fun, as we hear the first song in this, called What Time Is It?, which of course became a top 10 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Anyway, Zac Efron's character, Troy Bolton, is still dating Gabriella Montez, that's Vanessa Hudgens again, who decides to stay in Albuquerque with her mother. Troy eventually decides to look for a summer job to gain money for college. Now, apparently, he soon gets a mysterious phone call from a guy named Fulton inviting Troy to come over and work at the Lava Springs Country Club. But however, they don't know that club is under the how should I say this, watchful eyes and what have you of, you guessed it, Sharpay Evans and her family. She, along with her twin brother Ryan, are planning to spend part of the summer over there as well. And, well, that's when Sharpay breaks into the ever-popular song, probably a favorite of everyone, Fabulous. Which, believe me, I like that song a lot. However, she actually arranged for Troy to be hired at the club, so she's planning to persuade him. Now, before I get back to this, hearing Fabulous is absolutely awesome, Once we see Sharpay go into such a bit of happiness when she sees Troy, but no sooner had she just tell her girls absolutely because after singing her song, but just then Chad and the others comes up, and not only that, Gabriella takes the lifeguard's chair, and boy, Sharpay's like, not! And oh boy, and she pretends she's like losing, almost looks like she's losing her balance or something, but I think she's pretending, but hey, I've been wrong before, and falls in the pool. Troy and the gang rush over, and Gabrielle Johnson saves her. Boy, I gotta tell you, Sharpay's was just in for another rude awakening. Boy, I gotta tell you, Sharpay, she was really tore up and everything. She pretty PO'd and everything. Well, I just laughed my head off. Yeah, once she sees Gabby, I was like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I'm the new lifeguard. And Troy asks, surprised a bit. He's like, wait a minute, are you a member here? Oh, Sharpay just, oh, and she just swims out there, boy. Yeah, Troy just gives Gabrielle a wink and, well, apparently Sharpay really PO'd than you can ever imagine. Gets on to Mr. Fulton because, well, let me get to this in the words. Troy convinces the club's manager, Mr. Fulton, to hiring Gabrielle and their gang, which also included Chad and Taylor. But as I've already mentioned, Sharpay is enraged upon learning that Gabriella's work as one of the lifeguards. But is unable to get her fired. So she orders Fulton to give them difficult tasks so they would want to quit. Fulton attempts to intimidate the group, but Troy rebuilds their confidence and convinces them that they can preserve and work. That's part of the next song, Work This Out, which that is a good song too, I'll tell you what. Anyway, Troy continues to worry about funding for college. Sharpay senses his need and arranges for Troy to be promoted, hoping that this will convince him to sing with her at the talent show. Which he's not too thrilled, even though he was happy to have done some singing while he just probably doesn't quite feel too comfortable and what have you singing on stage with Sharpay. Meanwhile, Kelsey writes a very pretty song for Troy and Gabriella. And Troy agrees to sing with his friends in the show as we begin the song, and probably another good song, You Are the Music in Me, which is absolutely real good. Not knowing that Sharpay is vying for his attention. Yeah. Now, I'll get to something else. I'll get to this part. Now, there's two versions of this. I didn't know about this. After watching on Disney Plus twice, which, well, the second time was just now, I learned there's a special extended version. That's what Disney Plus has. In the extended version to this, Sharpay and Ryan prepare to trap Troy as he prepares for a date with Gabrielle and perform their potential showstopper, which I can't really pronounce. It's just some kind of Hawaiian talk thing or something like that. Oh boy. Ryan realizes he does not mean much to Sharpay anymore, as she is ready to blow her brother aside for the opportunity to perform with Troy. And this leads to tension between the twin siblings, and Ryan angrily informs Sharpay that he will no longer obey her orders. So Taylor and Gabriella invite Ryan to the baseball game, where he persuades the Wildcats to take part in the talent show. And that's when we hear the song I Don't Dance. But things take a turn for the worse when Troy and Gabriella's relationship is strained when Troy sees Ryan with Gabriella. Sparking jealousy. Yeah, which Sharpay's not too thrilled with that. What have you. But anyway, owing to a promise from Troy, he and Sharpay practiced their song for the Midsummer Night's talent show, which of course is a special Sharpay version of You're the Music in Me, which she takes from Kelsey. Let me tell you, it's just too, I don't know, like a wild and crazy version of this. Come on. You Are the Music in Me is much better when it's more mellowed out and what have you. When it's pop sounding, not really. It's kind of a little too crazy, a little cuckoo or something like that. Word to the wise. If you really want to hear something like Ashley Tisdale singing out like an actual pop star, this is where it's at. This here is Ashley's debut album, Headstrong, which came out earlier that same year in 2007. And I gotta say, it was pretty good, actually. So, word to the wise, if you haven't listened to this, you should. If you really aren't thrilled with the Sharpay version of "You Are the Music in Me." Now, unlike other Disney Channel stars like Miley Cyrus, who has a cameo in this, as well, plus other stars like other Disney Channel stars, Hilary Duff and Selena Gomez. Well, they were on Disney's Hollywood Records label. Miss Tisdale was not, because she was on Warner Brothers. Yeah, but let me tell you something about her album before I get back to the story. Headstrong's a pretty darn good album. If you can't like, blah blah, you get the point if you haven't seen this movie. Listen to the song. What's that song again? Hold on, give me a second. Not Like That. It sounds much better on that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that about covers it. Back to the review and the story. Oh yes. When Sharpay discovers that Ryan and the Wildcats are putting together their own performance in the show, she orders Mr. Fulton to ban all junior staff members from performing. Oh boy, things look bad, and if that was enough, Gabrielle angrily confronts Sharpay about her interference and quits her job immediately. Troy overhears the exchange and tries to persuade Gabrielle to change her mind, but she expresses her loss of trust with Troy and leaves Lava Springs and gives him the necklace he gave her back. As we hear the song "God Go My Own Way." Anyway, now I'm going to get to the final bit and the ending. You've got 5 seconds to stop this video. Please go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid ending spoilers. Okay, here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Well, Troy returns to work the next day after he had a chat with his dad, and finds that his friends refuse to talk to him, and Kelsey silently shows Troy the noise from Mr. Fulton, causing Troy to question his own motivations as we get into the song Bet On It. And soon he begins to reconcile with Chad and the gang. After that, he confronts Sharpay, informing her that he will not sing with her. The Wildcats forgive Troy for his absence and convince him to sing in the talent show, which he does only under the condition that they are all allowed to perform as well. At Sharpay's supposed instruction, Ryan gives Troy a new song to learn moments before the show. As Troy goes on stage, he asks Sharpay why she switched the song, but Sharpay is shocked to find that her brother pulled a fast one. So Troy starts singing the song called Every Day alone until Gabrielle surprisingly joins him on stage. In the end, Sharpay proudly presents her brother Ryan with the award for the talent show. After that, the Wildcats go to the golf course to enjoy the fireworks as we hear an actual reprise of You Are the Music in Me. But we're not ending this just yet. Now everybody celebrates the end of the summer with a pool party as we give out the song All for One, which features a cameo appearance by Miley Cyrus if you watch the movie closely. Then it ends with a few outtakes. And that's the end. So, what did I think of High School Musical 2? Well, what can I say? I love it. I love it more than the first one. Don't hate me for it. You're entitled to your own opinions. But this is just from my point of view. I think High School Musical 2 is an absolute blast. It may not take place at the high school much like its predecessor and its sequel, which would be released the following year, but in theaters. Even so, I love the performances we got from Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, Lucas Grabeel, Corbin Bleu, Monique Coleman, and of course Ashley Tisdale. Let's see, and I like Mark L. Taylor as Mr. Fulton. I've seen this guy before, because I do believe this is the same guy we've seen in several other types of movies and programs. If I'm not mistaken, give me a second. Ah, yes, that's just as I thought. Yeah, he was popular in movies and TV shows, because I remember him as the main officer of the kennel in Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. He was also in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Arachnophobia. Plus, right before he did High School Musical 2, he also was in another Disney Channel movie, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. His voice acting credits had also included playing Ronald Raymond, aka Firestorm, on the last two installments of the Super Friends series, as well as Jimmy Olsen in the underrated Ruby Spears Superman. But he did lots of other things as well, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, nevertheless, everybody was real good. I love the music from it. Of course, Fabulous is my favorite of them all. Of course, the original You Are the Music in Me comes right behind. But hey, that's just my opinion. Work This Out is another favorite song of mine. This mostly had some pretty good songs. So in the end, I think High School Musical 2 is just a blast. Would I recommend this? You better believe it. Most definitely. I think you're going to love High School Musical 2 if you have not seen this. You might have seen it on Disney Channel, but if you haven't, there's a special extended version on Disney Plus, which let me check my source. It has 9 more minutes of footage not shown in the actual original version. So, you might want to check that out as well. Yeah. Anyway, Kenny Ortega did a great job with the directing, and of course, he did the same with the choreography. So, again, you need to check out High School Musical 2. You'll absolutely love it. So, what do you think of High School Musical 2? Please feel free to tell me in the comments section below. If you liked the video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel as well, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me again next time when I bring to you a review of High School Musical 3 Senior Year. And of course, also be on the lookout because on the final day of this month, this Friday, I'm going to do a special back-to-back ranking of Disney's Descendants. I can't tell you what it is, though, but you're going to be in for a big surprise. But anyway, thank you for watching my review of High School Musical 2. If you like this, see these other reviews. In the upper left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of The Kissing Booth 2. The upper right-hand corner is my review of High School Musical, the first one. And as a bonus, the bottom left-hand corner is my review of Disney's Descendants 2. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya!